Welcome to Healing Wisdom, a Thursday morning talk show featuring guests sharing their stories and knowledge. We discuss the healing aspects of the arts, metaphysics, social justice, and adventure through all types of terrain. So join me, Pandora Peoples, here on WOMR 92.1 FM in Provincetown and WFMR 91.3 FM in Orleans. We're streaming worldwide at WOMR.org. Today we speak with filmmaker Agniia Galdanova, director of the documentary Queendom, which follows artist-activist Gena, who grew up in a small, farthermost eastern Russian town and stages performances in otherworldly and provocative costumes. Her performances become protests for opposition leader Alexei Navalny's freedom, against anti-LGBTQ oppression, and against the war in Ukraine. Queendom screens Friday, June 16th at 10:30 a.m. at Art House 2 and Saturday, June 17th at 6 p.m. at Art House 2 as part of the Provincetown International Film Festival. Welcome, Agniia. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Initially, you were going to make a documentary film about drag queens, but what happened when you met Gena?
Yes, in the very, very beginning, I was researching for a docuseries about several drag queens, so Gena was one of the possible protagonists. But when we met, I don't know, it was instantly clear for me that I don't need anybody else, and I want to focus on her story. Igor, our producer, grew up in Man, and actually the funny fact is that he's living now in Provincetown.
Magadan. That's very, very far away from Moscow. It's in the very far east. So then how was that when he came to the project?
It was really magical because honestly, to meet in a very short period of time, two persons not knowing each other from Magadan, for me was clearly a sign of, I don't know, a destiny that we all have to work together on this film. Well, Gena appreciated as well because to share your story with someone who actually understands how is it to grow up being a gay boy in such a harsh Magadan reality, it's really precious as well. So we made a great team.
And we see the homophobia and the acts of violence against Gena and her friends and get a sense of how fearful Russian culture can be towards homosexuality and gender non-conforming youth. A friend of Gena's mentions that Magadan is the home of a gulag, a Soviet forced labor camp, and she said the memories are in their DNA. I mean, do you feel it's important to understanding the cultural identity of people from Russia as a whole?
Well, from my perspective, I think it's crucial because the history is so violent and so deeply rooted there because it's one of the places where 1,000 people died in the labor camps, and it never been also recognized. So new generations, one after another, they carry this weight. And Gena, for me, was the sign of freedom because she had this strength to break through and to have this courage to fight for that. She doesn't need to belong to this place. That's what I'm trying to say, that she has all the opportunities in the world, to express herself. Because her grandparents, they are also descendant of this place and of this time because they're from USSR, and they are they're born and raised in this fear. And maybe it was not intentionally, but they give it, to the next generation. And Gena is, the bright ray of light who was born in this place.
Her relationship with them brings us to a vulnerable place, like in the film, because a lot of times we're seeing the performance side. She talks about dressing up as helping her to feel fearless. It's a very oppressive society, and we see her at the playground, we see her at the park, we see her, at the grocery store, and we really get a sense of that, the oppression that they're up against, which really sets the stage for the protests, right? I'm wondering what that journey of defiance was like for you.
Well, it was a roller coaster, I have to say, because that's the beauty of the documentary also for me, because you never know, you don't script it. You just expect some gift from the reality to happen in front of you. And with Gena, it was always like that, because she is such a fearless person and so sometimes unpredictable. So you always have to be had to be ready to to jump in in this train and follow her with all kind of things that she would imagine. But we built such a bond between each other. We're like family right now. So it never was a question for me to participate or not. And when we were planning something more dangerous, like going to a political meeting or whatever, we would spend a lot of time to think through what could ever possibly happen to, first of all, to Gena and to everyone who was participating. So I always was in contact with lawyers or with some people who who could give an advice how to behave with police if we're gonna get arrested. I don't know. We were checking nearby hospitals in case if we all got bitten. So things like that. You need to be smart and creative when you're trying to film something that you never know how it can in the next second it can turn completely in a different way. But we were very lucky. We got arrested only in the last performance that she did against the war. So it's also been kind of smooth, so to say. Like we've been lucky to meet not very harsh police people. I was always carrying a bag with something that she can change, with scissors to cut the duct tape, with her passport, with some water, cigarettes, whatever she needs. So yes.
Did you feel in danger, or did you feel her courage?
Courage for sure, but also it's scary. I mean, it's scary to go out there, and I admire Gena for such a huge level of bravery, because to go out there in the outfit that she has, this is like another level. Because even for me, being just normally dressed, sometimes can be scary to go in certain places. And I had a very bad experience a couple of times, and I got bitten on the street of Moscow because how I look like. So Gena is something beyond bravery for me. For sure, you feel danger. And you never know from where it can come, from police or from, aggressive man on the street or somewhere else. I don't know.
And why did she feel the need to seek asylum after that incident?
After we got arrested, so we had a trial, and she already had a kind of record before with all her performances. And it felt that there was some events happening. A lot of her friends started to get arrested, so she felt in danger, and she decided that she has to flee the country. Also, another thing which was very scary is that she would be drafted to the army, because that was exact moment when it started, and Gena definitely would not survive that, because it's very crazy there.
Film Queendom, it's screening at the Art House as part of the Ptown International Film Festival. Are you going to be at the festival?
Yes, I'm so excited. I've never been in Ptown, and I'm very looking forward to it.
You've been listening to Healing Wisdom at Outermost Radio. All of our shows are podcasts at WOMR.org. Also check out healingwisdomradioshow.com and contact me at pandora@WOMR.org. Our theme music is provided by Mason. You can find her website at masonmusic.com. That's MAESYN.